for joining us. Hi, again, I'm John Badavinik from Fortis, Vice President of the B2B channel. I'm joined by Maya Green, our SVP of our partnerships, and we are here to help our partners at Oasis Solution talk about PCI compliance and what they need to know. So as we get into this, what I'd like to do is ask Maya to just talk a little bit about our working relationship with Oasis. So Maya, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. So just, for sake of time, this is a long-term partnership for us. Look at us as an extension of your business. We do have several things that are offered, including, helping choose solutions specifically in the payments space. Now, we have our own solutions. We also support, solutions outside of Fortis, and we will point you in the right direction. The situation for us is we always try to provide a custom solution no matter what. If it is a competitor solution, we're happy to point you in that direction. We can always do demos. Setup, service, and support is always free with us. And, again, just look at us as an extension of the business. We do generally throughout the year run promos. There should be a promo at the end of this slide deck. Has a QR code. Feel free to take a peek at that. We're happy to help you out however we can. We do want you to use us as much as possible. Again, we don't charge for any of our support, setup, service, or any of that. So feel free. Our contact information will be at the end. That QR code will be at the end. But yes, feel free to reach out, and we're happy that you're here.
Thank you. And I would just add to that, we take your business seriously. And I think one of the things that I'm most proud of our organization, as Maya said, is that we really offer consultancy as a valuable part of what we do. And, we are staffed with just plain good people that work hard and take your business seriously. So we have good people of good character that I think you'll enjoy working with. And we'd love to have an introductory discussion as soon as you're comfortable after our overview. So hopefully for the balance of this, this is a presentation that you find useful. I will say as a caveat, I am not a PCI compliance expert. What I am good at communicating is the tools that we employ to make sure that you are compliant in your business if you partner with us. So that's what I'm going to focus on. But throughout this, as a housekeeping item, feel free to raise any questions, come off mute if you'd like, or share questions in the chat, and I will be happy to take any questions throughout the overview. So what we're going to do is talk a little bit about Fortis as well. Fortis is an endorsed Sage partner, and I think that that's really important to kind of understand that, we have a strategic partnership with Sage. They have done a really stringent due diligence. We're only one of 4 payment partners, and I think it's really important to kind of understand that Fortis is really well equipped with Sage, and we've got a nice quote from here from Chip. From Sage. It just talks a little bit about how we really learn our customers' unique needs and try and build a custom solution that can really be impactful for their business. So the benefit of being a Sage endorsed tech partner is that we will be one of the very few payment providers that will have access to ongoing updates and support directly from Sage if that's needed in the future, and non-endorsed solutions will not. So always good to make sure that you're partnered up with some of the best people and best technology with an endorsed relationship. To get into the meat of kind of our overview, bear with me, there we go. The strengths of Fortis really is that no other payment provider can match us for our award-winning API technology. So I'll give a quick overview on Fortis first. Our comprehensive solution set with Sage, and I'll talk about PCI compliance within our comprehensive solution set. We also offer world-class onboarding and decades of hands-on ERP integration and deployment expertise. This is really important because you want to make sure that not only you have a good partnership, but somebody that can actually deploy the solutions that we're presenting and have seen a bunch of the issues. So about Fortis, when we say that we're award-winning technology, we really want to make sure that we understand that this is something we don't just claim, this is validated by third parties. So for the last 5 consecutive years, we've won the Best in Breed Developer API Awards from a group called the Strawhecker Group. And they're an industry think tank that has connectivity throughout the payments industry. And it's really something to win this award once. It's quite another to win 5 consecutive years in a row, which Fortis has done. And this is over the best in breed producers of payment technology in the industry. I'd also point out in the bottom right-hand corner here is that we also have won an award that recognizes the highest uptime. That is the highest processor uptime in 2023. The reason that's important is because you can have the best technology, but if it's not available, it's not that big a deal, right? So we actually bring you both the best technology and the highest uptime as a value-added service. And I know I'm flying through some of this introductory information, but I think it's important that you understand kind of the quality in terms of the partner that you would be working with at Fortis. This is the actual spreadsheet that compares how we stack up with some of the best brands in the industry: Stripe, PayPal, Adyen, Authorize.net, and others, in terms of the raw scores that the Strawhecker Group assign. And you can see in some of these entries, we are 7 full points ahead of Stripe in terms of the quality of our onboarding and ours. I think I just want to make sure we got sound. This is really a good testament to the quality of our technology and our ongoing commitment to being on the cutting edge of technology. So we bring all of this to bear for your benefit. And I think it's important that you recognize that we're committed to your success. In terms of the solution set, we have a full array of solutions with regard to Sage, from 100, which is predominantly the focus I would imagine here, but we also support 300, X3, Intact, 50, and 500. And within that, our Sage products, together with Oasis, we have quick invoicing, which is click to pay. We've got another unique kind of cool feature called invoice chasing. And what that does is allows you to set automated reminders to folks that you have outstanding invoices due, so that we'll electronically follow up with them until they're paid at whatever interval that you request to send out those recurring reminders. So you don't have to chase it. We can use technology to chase it. So a full variety of solutions, including level 2 and level 3 line item detail, that really makes sure that you get the very best, lowest cost transaction. We call that payments optimization, and that's available standard to you as part of the relationship that Oasis brings to you through Fortis. So more to cover on that. But what I'd like to do as part of the solutions now talk a little bit about PCI. And as we go through PCI, I would just say that probably, I'm guessing, most of you have more than a general knowledge of what PCI is, but to just quickly level set, PCI is a payment standard. It's not a law or regulation, but it's rather a set of solution standards designed to make sure that we have the highest level of cardholder security, so that we can make sure that transactions are processed, cardholder sensitive information is stored in a secure manner, and so that we can't we don't expose vulnerabilities through the system. And again, it's required that we also, all of us, apply with PCI DSS, that is the data security standards. So this means that if your business accepts credit or debit cards, you got to meet the PCI industry standards that the card brands expect us to. So the real important thing here is that if you aren't compliant with PCI DSS, you're putting your business at risk because of fines and potential penalties. The good news about Fortis is that we're a PCI compliant solution. If you work with us in the manner that we're integrated to Oasis for, we keep you out of scope and we help get you compliant with PCI in minutes. And I'll show you at the conclusion of this the exact screens that we deploy on your behalf to make sure that you are PCI compliant. Why this is important is that there are significant penalties associated with this. Card payments can fine up to $100,000 per month for PCI validations. I think everybody probably can recall Target being in the news for millions and millions of dollars in PCI fines because of some lack of compliant procedures when they had their breach. There's also, most importantly, reputation risk to your business. So, your business is competitive enough. The demands that are placed on you to succeed in a very competitive marketplace that you serve are enough that you don't want this to detract you. So what we're going to do is make sure that we help you become PCI compliant in minutes so that you can avoid any potential penalties or damage to your reputation or lawsuits that you just need to kind of stay clear of. And as we move forward, we'll get into a little bit more about how we do that. I'll spend a minute here about the way that Fortis really helps you stay clear of PCI. Because Fortis is a PCI compliant solution, we know exactly how you will interact with our tools, and we make sure that that is a segregated, hosted environment so that you never have access to or store sensitive card information. What we do is we manifest within our solution a hosted payments platform that allows the sensitive cardholder information to be directly entered into an environment that we host. And then if you do store that data for recurring billing and things like that, we tokenize that. That is, we provide a secure element for you to refer back to that payment credential using a secure token. So you're never storing the actual card information. All of that is entered one time on our platform that is completely secure, that we host, that you don't host, and then we tokenize that and return that back to you. So because we know exactly how you will interact with our services, we can give you a Fortis PCI tool that is pre-populated based on that understanding of how you interact with our services and our payments and our processing environment. So to simplify it, it looks like this. All you really need to do is select your type of business. And the way that we connect through our Sage interface is through what we call an e-commerce or HTML redirect. So what you have to do is select that, confirm the pre-populated information that we provide because of how we understand our solution works with our gateway, and then just enter whoever is preparing, the what we call the SAC-A questionnaire, their name, title, tax ID, and click submit. So it's really those 3 steps, but I will actually step you through, if you don't mind, the exact screen in our PCI tool that you'll have. So this is how easy we make it. We're going to send you credentials in advance, and you log in with those credentials. And the first time you log in, you start here, you have to create a new password. And we make sure that it's a strong password as part of our acceptance standpoint. And you'll see throughout some of these screens, there's a customer support number. We staff that with onshore support that's designed to help you through this process at any time. So log in. And then as you can see, and forgive me, this is a not the most visually appealing kind of way that we had laid this out, but I did my best to make sure that it was legible. But in general, all you really need to do is select e-commerce. And this doesn't mean that you're running an e-commerce store with inventory online, but this is the mechanism that we use to connect. And then from this drop-down menu, select HTML redirect, and then click Save. On the next slide, all you really need to do is confirm your relationship. And the details here is pre-populated because of, again, our knowledge of how our system interacts with you. And so what you need to do is just confirm the pre-populated information that has things like, for example, does your company have a relationship with more than one acquirer? For this payment transaction, we say no. If there is any reason that you can't, say yes, confirm the pre-populated information. For example, if you had to click yes, you'd explain that, and then we'd reach out, make contact, and make sure that we can provide the proper validation of any information that you provide to make sure that your responses are acceptable. But by and large, 99% of the folks confirm the pre-populated information, click Save, And the next screen on part 4 is the processing solution. This will already be, pre-selected as Moto or e-commerce. You validate that you do not store sensitive cardholder data, and that you segment your solution within your hosting, and then click Save and Continue. And then finally, you confirm your eligibility to take this questionnaire based on, again, how we know you are set up through our solution. You agree, click Continue. And then the final step is to enter the merchant's executive name who's completing this documentation with their name, title, tax ID, and click Submit. And that is the final step about getting PCI compliant with a Sage solution available through Oasis. So we've tried to make this as easy as possible because of our in-depth knowledge of how our products interact with your payment solution within Sage. So that's a super quick overview. If there are any questions about this, please drop some in the chat function or let us know. We'll also provide contact information so that if there are subsequent questions you'd like to have a direct dialogue about, we'd be happy to do that. So that's how we help to make sure that you're PCI compliant when you use a partnership through Fortis. But beyond that, I want to speak just a few more minutes about the comprehensive solution, and the conclusion of this will introduce an incentive to have a discussion with us, and then we'll close for any final questions. And I know that we have another potential spin the wheel for a reward for folks that are on, so we'll pause there as well. So when we talk about a comprehensive solution, we feel really strongly that Fortis does a really good job of addressing some of the industry's more problematic challenges, like, for example, confusing statements. We'll show you some examples, but when we talk after, if you connect with us, about we have very transparent statements that we've built from the ground up to be really clear about your costs. Also, the industry is, I think, unfortunately, sometimes known for expensive and changeable rates that are unpredictable. Our rates are guaranteed. And as we've just outlined, many providers, charge you a PCI fee for the services that they offer. But what we really do is we make the PCI support that we provide to you painless and easy to be compliant, as we've just demonstrated. I'm not aware of anybody else that does the level of work that Fortis does to make it easy for you to be compliant, and we want to make sure that we do that. In addition, we do everything that we can do to offer you B2B processing, that is L2 and L3 processing. I'll go into that in a little bit more detail on the next 2 slides, but this makes sure that we help you obtain the lowest possible transaction costs for your services and for your invoicing and B2B payments. So we'll talk a little bit more about that, but that's standard. That's part of what we do. And as Maya mentioned in our intro, there's no charge for our hands-on installation support, our training, our maintenance, or ongoing support after the initial deployment. So we really like to make sure that we're straightforward, transparent, and really simple to deal with. And most of the folks that we deal with, if we've won them over as a new account because of the dialogue and consultancy that we provide, they feel really happy about the way that we treat them when we operate together. And as Maya mentioned, we do want to be seen as a free consultancy that is an extension of your team. So we'd love to have a discussion with you. As I mentioned, level 2 and level 3 processing, this is basically merchants who use level 3 transactions save money with lower interchange price. And what we do is we've integrated the level 3 gateway into Sage and the other ERP systems that we support. And that means that we populate additional data based on what we know about your solution and the transaction information. And we provide that to the card brands so that we qualify for the very lowest cost. And this cost savings could be anywhere from 50 basis points to 1.5%. So it's not trivial. And all of this just means that we at Fortis are committed to payment optimization for you, and this is free with our standard pricing. Any questions at all about level 2 or 3 processing, just let me know. and we can have a real nerdy conversation offline. But these are the kind of additional data that we automatically provide. Things like merchant commodity code, merchant SIC code, invoice order numbers, those kind of things. We make sure that we pass this data in the normal transaction flow. And the best part about this service from us is that you as merchants don't have to do anything different except for use the Sage solution that Fortis makes available to you. So we're really happy to provide this service as a standard part of what we do. So this is can help with some really great savings. Now, getting started, I think we mentioned early on that we have a world-class onboarding experience. A part of this consultancy extends to the very people that will help you understand what your current merchant pricing is and help you bring clarity to that. We do that through a savings proposal that our ERP-specific sales team that knows the Sage systems will be able to help provide you with a side-by-side cost savings analysis, help you through the underwriting process, work with you to complete an online application, and make sure that they pass it over and stay on top of our what we call our ERP installation team or our ERP experience team. And we'll make sure that you are fully engaged throughout that process and kept up to speed. And when we talk about the savings proposal, this is a quick sample about what it looks like, but we'll look at what rates that you're paying now. We'll summarize what's available to Fortis, and we'll show you savings year over year over a couple of year horizons as well. And we'll be really clear about where we've generated that savings for you. So we're happy to do this as a no obligation part of kind of what we do. But any questions, just let us know. And we've got a proven team that's got decades of B2B experience. So Maya and Tom, Jeff, Rob, that you'll probably work most closely with. We're all supported by Patrick Toole, who's our head of sales, and he's got a large team that focuses only on supporting merchants that have B2B needs. So if you would like to get started with us, the easiest way is you can either email us at erpinfo@fortispay.com or scan this QR code and we'll take you there. So I'll pause another quick second as if you're interested in having a follow-up conversation. And I'm sure, of course, the team at Oasis can guide you over to us. The final couple of things that I would say is that not only do we have a proven team with decades of deployment experience, we have a proven process. Every step of the way, when you are involved with Fortis, you are tracked within our CRM, and we have automated escalation alerts to help keep the process on track from discovery, from the application, onboarding, installation, and revenue activation. You'll be supported by our hands-on ERP experience support team, and they'll be your single point of contact for all of your needs going forward as well. So you'll get to know who they are and be able to reach out to them directly throughout anything that you need. So we're really proud of this process. And we want you to be very confident that when you deal with Fortis, you'll know exactly your status through every step of the way. Last thing that I will just say in terms of my bit is that there's never been a better time to connect with us. We are now offering a quick incentive, a small token of our appreciation, a Welcome to Fortis $500 award. So if you'd like to get started, you can work with us by scanning this QR code or visiting us at gofortispay.com. at Sage/Sage promo, and you could sign up to have a conversation with us. Once you start processing, you get rewarded. We send you the credit for the $500 as well. So I hope that this quick overview has been a beneficial one for you. PCI can be challenging, but we want to make sure that you know how very easy that we make it for you. And this is all within the construct of getting some of the best technology from a very experienced team that will really listen and do a custom plan for you and your business in a manner that's completely transparent that guides you throughout the entire process. So we want you to be both comfortable and confident that Fortis will be a great partner to you and a great extension of your team. I'll pause here for any final questions.